Okay, so I am going to be talking today about Volo's Guide to Monsters. It is a new D&D book that I just got. And yeah, I'll be showing it to you guys today. So, opening it up. This here, there's a monster, I forget what this is called, but it's like a combination of a unicorn and a Pegasus and a horse and a Asian dragon thing. Cool. So, yes, there's a disclaimer here, which they have on all of the D&D books. I have my monster manual here, just in case we need some reference. Yeah, here it says, Wizards of the Coast does not vouch for, guarantee, or provide any promise regarding the validity of the information provided in this volume by Volo Gadarm. Do not trust Volo, do not go on quest by Volo, do not listen to Volo, avoid being seen with him or risk guilt by association. If Volo appears in your campaign, your DM is undoubtedly trying to kill your character in a manner that can be blamed upon your actions. The DM is probably going to try that anyways, but with Volo's appearance, you know for sure. We're not convinced that Elminster's commentary is at all that trustworthy either, but he turned us into flumps the last time we mentioned him in our disclaimer. Elminster explains who these two lore folks are on the back here. One moment. Yeah, Volo Gadarm. Volo is a esteemed lore master, and apparently Elminster is the sage of Shadowdale. So yes. So we're going to actually look at the actual content now. So in this there are playable races, lore, and bestiary, whatever you want to call it, new monster manual-ish thing. Before we cover any of that, and the first of those that we'll cover is monster lore, just want to have some quick notes. This costs $49.95 in the US and $63.95 in Canada, but I got this for $37.18 off Barnes & Noble. This is also $49.95, yes, and in Canada $58. Looks like we have some hardcore inflation there, or just the recommended price is weird here. But I would point out that the size monster manual is this one. This one is obviously a lot smaller here. But I think this is good information, and especially because I was able to pay less. I probably would have gotten it anyways too. So we have the lore. So first we have beholders. It talks about like the different sorts of beholders, like their hives, the solitary beholders, death tyrants, and beholderkin, and all just sorts of lore. Currently, birth of a beholder. I don't actually know what that is, and I'm not going to spend the time during this video showing you about it, but it sounds quite gruesome. Imagine like beholder sex. For you folks who don't know who beholders are, they're basically these like spheres with a single eye and a mouth, and they hover around, and they have these like death stalk things around that do all these scary things to you, like paralyze you, and in general not so nice things. They have a very high challenge level. They're like a D&D staple. So yeah, wait, there's some charts here where we can roll die. I like charts a lot. So yeah, body diameter, skin color, skin texture, eye color, teeth shape, mouth shape and size, eye stalk shape, eye stalk texture, eye size, and iris shape. I would hope you wouldn't want to do that for every single stalk. That'd be really annoying. So it also has personality stuff. I'd imagine it has personality stuff for like the rest of the lore things in it. It doesn't cover lore for like all of them, all the things. It's just a couple. I think there's kobolds, goblinoids, hags, beholders, maybe something else. Gnolls, yeah. They're like hyena folk. So it talks about their tactics: staying out of range and sight, using anti-magic freely. Oh, and here is a quick good picture. The D&D art, the 5th edition art is beautiful. I really like it. However, I think they get a little artsy with like everything. For example, their maps. We'll probably see one later. Actually, yes, I know we'll see one later. These maps, the maps in D&D 5e can be really unuseful, although good looking. So right now it talks about all of its different eye stalks in here. It talks just some more things, and it looks like Elminster, the sage dude, has his little snippets in the side, like here. Sorry about my hand. Right here. Yeah, and I think that there's some new types of beholders in here. Oh, here's another good picture. But I think we'll cover that in the bestiary part. So it talks about the layer. There's like a central gallery, escape tunnels. I wonder, I'd be scared of what a beholder has to escape from. So ogres and hobgoblins, I would wonder why those would be in a beholder layer, but I'm sure it is explained here. I mean minions, but sounds like a hazardous job, a beholder minion here. So moving on, there's treasure of beholders. Oh yeah, greater minions, pets, lesser minions. Greater minions is like ogres, minotaurs, manticores, hookors. That sounds fairly euphemistic, but it's not. So, oh yes, and giants. So now we're gonna move on to giants. So they're children of the All-Father. I thought that said eater. Apologize for my lack of upside down reading skills. There's in the monster manual, there's some nice monster lore, but like it's only a page or something. Where are giants? Allow me to find them. Yeah, here we have. Well, actually, no, it's not just a page. We have this for lore. This. Yeah, a lot of giant lore in the monster manual, but this is an expansion. I think those who have this are expected to already have the monster manual. So yeah, so apparently I think there was like some Anam dude who created all the giants, and then they got whacked. giant words. Yeah, there's a part about their language which they call the tongue. I mean, I've heard it called language or tongue. I don't know like the difference, but tongue seems to be a more lore, I suppose, like thing. Living the giant life sounds like a sounds cheesy, like the expression, not like an actual giant's life. Anyway, so yeah, personality traits, bonds, flaws, ideals again. Oh yeah, and here I would have expected a storm giant, because they're usually more powerful, lifespan to be greater than that of a stone giant, if you can see this right there. That surprised me. But let us continue. Anyways, so yeah, stuff about all these. Oh, here is yet another great piece of D&D 5e art. How I love you, D&D 5e art. So that's rather strange looking. Yeah, so obviously, if you remember what was in the monster manual that you can't see over there, there's like there seems to be a lot more pages of lore in here, and I think back in here in the bestiary, there's some more like new giants. I don't know, and I think this art here is also from the Storm King's Thunder, the face. So yeah, now to gnolls. Gnolls are these hyena people who are made by the demon lord of, I think it says here, Yenoghu or something, Yenoghu. I am very bad at pronunciation of things, especially not actual words. So yeah, I think all of these go over like the basic stuff, like their tactics, their layers, treasure, languages, personality, physical traits, and just lore in general. So yeah, we get physical features, personality traits, cultist ideas. So yeah, these guys are kind of like orcs because they're like war bands and they just go around and whack stuff. So yes, so we will move past those now to goblinoids. Goblinoids are bugbears, hobgoblins, goblins. I think there may be a couple others, but less important. And no, orcs are not goblinoid. However, they are in Middle Earth and Tolkien. I think it's that world is called Arda. But this is not that. So yeah, again, it goes over the usual stuff. There's a map, I think, of a war camp. I'm not sure. Pretty sure hobgoblins are like the big rulers of all these folk. All the goblinoid horde. Yeah. Whenever they do pictures of goblins, they're always like these spikes everywhere. Like, I mean, I get that it looks cool, but what is the point of that? The spike here? There's no use to that. I mean, if you're a military leader, why would you just put like spikes here? And I sort of get this and some of these, but it looks cool, and that's art-wise, this is really good looking, but like I said, I like the art. I'm not necessarily a fan of the functionality of these things. And here's a war camp. Here's a map. It's like not super useful. I mean, it's nice looking and stuff, and inspiration can be drawn, yet I find that I could not actually play something on this map or copy it onto something to play it on. It's too So yeah, so hags, these are little mentioned in D&D lore. There are green hags, sea hags, and I think they're called death hags. There are 3 different types, but obviously there will be more in here. But yeah, these hags, they're kind of like witches. They're kind of witches, but with more of the warts on their nose part. So yeah, we have all the bonds. Oh, actually, I'm not sure. We don't have physical traits. So yeah, yeah, they have vehicles. I would think that hags on vehicles, because hags are magic users, would be quite the hit and run tactic supreme. So yes. Let us continue. Yeah, hag layers. So they have the different types. They have the trees for green, skull for death, and this ship ruin for sea. And this ship ruin is really good looking, but yet again, I'm not sure I could actually play on it. But this skull here, if you notice, it doesn't actually look like a giant skull, because it kind of looks more chimpanzee, like if you've ever seen a skull like that. And I imagine, because giants are like just big humans, kind of like they're magic users, but physically, their skulls would be that bigger. So I would think that this would have to have some fancy backstory behind it, but I suppose if you were going to have a hag in the first place, you would need that, so yes. So, hag brutes. So, it says Eder caps and doppelgangers. I'm not sure I would describe those as, say, brutes, especially the doppelgangers. Those are like the rogues of the D&D monsters, I suppose. So kobolds, little dragons. So yeah, kobolds. Kobolds are a D&D staple. They're these like little dragon people. They're like mini lizard dudes, and they're evil but humorous. I think that there's some good D&D video somewhere on YouTube that talks about like being evil but still being funny, and like evil campaigns and how alignment system works. I think Matt Colville did it, I'm not sure. Anyways, there was something I had thought of. Not sure. Yeah, kobolds are also featured in this one campaign by a guy named T the Writer, another YouTuber, who has this awesome Ocean Rim campaign. So go check that out. It's pretty cool. Put a link to his playlist, because I think he has a playlist of it in the description. So here is a kobold layer. These are kind of like, reminds me of kind of like a combination of goblins and rats and dragons. I think they're cool. I haven't actually played with I haven't had any in a campaign that I've experienced. So yes, mind flayers. Mind flayers are really cool. I don't think there's a good picture in here of one, is there? That's an elder brain. That's like their awesome Overlord dude. So there's one right here, but you can hardly see it, especially because this isn't a video, and that just looks like some, I don't know, not a mind flare. Well, I mean, I suppose it is a mind flare, but not to the, not for our purposes. So I am going to go look it up in here, and that is partly why I have it here, because they look super awesome scary. They have like these giant squid heads. I don't like my alphabet skills. Can't. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, these dudes right here. I once had a really bad DM who just set a single one in, like a church or something, with like bugbears or something as minions, and the bugbears wanted to make peace with us, and the cleric in the group was like, don't kill the bugbears because they're nice. And then I was a barbarian, so I was like, not only is that like stupid already, but like I have to play in character. I'm already in a rage against this mind flayer, which we just killed because it wasn't played well. So it's like I kind of have to go attack these guys, and then like the DM and everybody else like got up in arms against me because they were like, "No, man, you can't kill these innocent bugbears." And I was like, "What?" And I didn't want to go just like all murder hobo, but I feel like murder hobo is different from like coming upon some bugbears and then just having them attack you like a quick skirmish, and then like shaking hands, and then like it's different. Murder hobo is different from like coming across bugbears and having a quick skirmish and then deciding to just get rid of them. Like, that's murder hobo is just like murdering the shopkeeper and taking all of his stuff, and then murdering the shopkeeper next to him and taking all of his stuff. Yeah. Especially because bugbears aren't human, not to be like, feels like D&D racist. But like they are a monster, and I'm digging myself a hole, and I'll stop right now. So yeah, Elder Brain. Elder Brain is quite cool, and these, I forget what these things that are pulling them are called. Starts with a Y, and they have something to do with wolf and drow and stuff. Not sure. They're these like giant white bears. Not polar bears. They're kind of different. They're more bipedal. So yeah, we have the personality traits and all that stuff, but we'll continue through that. So there's the layer here, but I'll give you guys a quick look. You can always pause it and look. Anyways, now we have orcs. Orcs are cool. Oh yeah, so about the ocean rim thing, orcs, like, we're just gonna go through this quickly, because like they're in their wanty and all this stuff, but like I don't have time to go through the entire book with you. This is a quick show, you guys, and it's already been like 25 minutes. That's not very quick. Anyways, about it's not about orcs, but anyways, back to the kobolds in the ocean rim. Back here we get towards the back we get to the Wanti temple. We get to the chapter 2 playable races, and so so later here I think they're lizard folk, and they're also a big part of the Ocean Rim campaign, which is awesome. You should go see it, or watch it, or listen to it. Anyways, so yeah, Aasimar. These are like, as tieflings are to fiends, Aasimar are to celestials. Aasimar, they're like a couple different types. They're like elemental angels, elemental demi-angels. They're like half human. And then Furbolg, I think that's what they're called. These are like Fey descent giant guys with magic in their hippies. Note the raccoon between this guy's legs. Yeah, so now we have Goliath. These were already in the elemental evil thing. It was kind of annoying that we have it here, but anyways, yeah. Kenku, these are like bird folk who like mimic what you're saying. I think they're usually evil. Most DMs will tell you don't play like a evil campaign, but I find like you can play an evil campaign, you just have to be like, yeah, this is an evil campaign, not a good people saying they're evil campaign. And like everybody has to be okay with it. Like if you're evil, you are going to be like going in bags, backstabbing your friend and then making a run for it with his stuff while the giant who was fighting him gets distracted. But like when you get angry when someone does that, like you agreed to the evil campaign, don't be a butthead. So yeah, lizard folk. They're lizard folk. There's also a part in the monster manual about them. Yeah, they're, I guess they're like more dragon-like than, I find Wanty, lizard folk and kobold kind of similar, I guess, because Wanty, they're all like half reptile, half humanoid-ish. And some are more dragon-like, reptile-like than the others, but yeah. Lizard folk are like bigger kobold without the happiness. Oh, and dang it, just forgot what these. Oh yeah, tabaxi. So tabaxi are these feline, jumpy thingies, and they go jumpy, because they jump, I think. Yeah, you get. Yeah, you get a +2 to your dexterity, and a +1 to your charisma. And yeah, a note that all this lore and stuff, this is from Forgotten Realms, which is like the Sword Coast stuff. Wizards of the Coast usually says it's canon. But like obviously you can adapt it to your own campaign world or some other thing as long as you're the DM, or just ask the DM to put it in. The DM's supposed to accommodate to what you want, I suppose. Yeah, Tritons. Tritons are like merfolk but more human-like. They're cool, but I would hesitate to play one, or allow my players to play one, because that means underwater stuff, and underwater means 3D, and 3D movement and combat is confusing. So yeah, now we have just like just some stat blocks, because this had lore and a stat block or trait block or whatever. But yeah, so here we have bugbears, hobgoblins, kobolds, goblins, orcs, and Wanti purebloods if you want to play those. Oh yeah, if you see this picture here, if the lighting's good enough, right here we have a Wanti and a goblin and a hobgoblin. Looks like they're part of, oh, and a kobold. His rogue abilities evaded mine for a bit. Yeah. And it looks like they're an adventure party of, like, the traits here. So, yeah, this is the best year. This is one of the main reasons why many people have these. So, yeah, Banderhobs. They're like giant frog dudes. There are some frog dudes in the monster manual, which you can see, like, half of. But they're more humanoid size. These, where does it say size? Yeah, these are large, and humans are medium, so these are probably like 9 feet tall, and they probably have a shoulder width of 4 feet or something. Large. So these bar guests, I think they were like created with some deal with the Yugoloth dude and the Goblin King dude, or Goblin God dude. So yeah, they're like demon goblin dudes, and they shape change and they steal your soul at night. Sleep tight. So yeah, there's all these different types of extra beholder things. Death Kiss looks quite death-like, but not very kiss-like. I would not want to guess that. But yeah, they're similar to beholders, I think. I haven't actually read this. I am just as new as presumably you are to this. So yeah, Goth. Not sure how that's pronounced, even though it should be obvious. I don't know. It looks more skull-like than most beholders. So yeah, another one. Gazer. Then a Bodak. Whatever that may be. It says marked by Orcus. So they're undead. So they're kind of like undead with a fiendish tinge to them, even though it's probably not enough to put it in the description here. But yeah, they're medium undead, chaotic, evil dudes. Oh man, this is so weird looking. It looks like a Yeti dinosaur that got like its head chopped off and replaced by a wild boar's. Weird ass. Anyways, weird stuff. So here, these Chitines, they look like how Spider-Man would probably more realistically look if, like, getting bit by some radioactive spider or whatever it was actually made you into, like, Spider-Man, because this guy is hairy and has 6 limbs, because spiders have 8. And yeah, and he has 6 eyes. But I think spiders also have 8, or maybe, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a spider dude. Here's another spider guy who looks like Gollum, sort of, not really. Like, if Gollum was a scorpion, that would be it. So, more spiders. Cranium rats. These are weird. I don't understand the theory behind this. They're like psionic rats without a top skull that have lighty upper brains. That's cool, like, as a like a weird thing you would find at a Halloween store and get on like October 30th and be like, oh man, this is cool, and then be like, forget to take it out on October 31st and like forget about it, and then someday come across it and wish you never bought it because it took up too much space. So yeah, we're gonna continue because it's been 35 minutes. Anyway, so yeah, Devourers. These guys have a lot of lore, and Fire Newts, those are cool looking. They could be a little less neon though. They're kind of neon. Oh yeah, here are the giants. So they're these like mini giants, I suppose. These are Mouth of Gorlantor. I'll have fun looking at this on my own without you later. Probably by the time this video is uploaded, because I still have to verify my account, so I can't put videos over 15 minutes, and this is obviously more than 15 minutes. But yeah, Fire Giant Dreadnought. Yeah, I think Fire Giants are the most warlike of all the giants. So they're these Gnoll sorts and Hobgoblin Ninja magic users. Sounds legit, not. Elder Brain. And like, these are a challenge level 10. These should be like a challenge level 100 or something, because these things should be super scary. It's like a giant brain. Like, what is its intelligence score? Only a 19? That's not acceptable. This is like, how much intelligence would so a human brain is probably like what? 4 pounds? How much is this? Okay, so it's medium. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. Elder Brain, challenge level 14, still is low. It's a large aberration. So large aberration, so that means it would take up a space like 10 feet by 10 feet by 10 feet. That's on the spot math. That's like 1,000 cubic feet. And like, the brain's mostly water, and water weighs a lot per cubic foot, because that's a lot of water. Like, the sheer weight of that thing, so it would be really heavy. And if you compared that to the mental capacity of a human being, which in this is 10 intelligence, then this should be massive. But it's not. And I just had a annoying computer update thing. Anyways, so yeah, there's more Mind Flayer stuff and more spider stuff. These guys are like into spiders this time. Oh man, that's really cool looking. Damn. Anyways, I don't have time. That's Little Red Riding Hood, if you are scared. And yet more spider-like stuff. What is with these guys in spiders? Oh man, that is like this is when Cheetos go bad. When Cheese Puffs go bad. What the hell? This is like a head with wings. That doesn't make sense. These are weird planty folks. And yeah, and there are also a lot in here of just like NPC human stuff. And yet another sexist portrayal of a woman. Like, seriously. Anyways, yeah, appendix in the back, like in the half-existent to you monster manual. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed Volo's Guide to Monsters. I did, and I hope I will continue to. So, don't die soon, at least, and don't be dumb. Yeah, bye.